Happy Monday, everyone! Today's topic for discussion is spring. So the weather was actually fantastic in Cambridge, which is something that those of us who live here know is in very limited supply these days. 75 degrees and sunny this afternoon. So what I noticed as I was sitting outside is that suddenly the people have come out. It's a wonderful thing. So during the winter, I barely realized that I have neighbors, but for the fact that they're kind of noisy sometimes coming in and out, and Sherlock lets me know when people are coming and going. But anyhow, I found out that my neighbor that shares a backyard with me had a baby. When did she have a baby, I'm asking myself. So apparently she was only showing during the winter months, and now she just recently had her baby. Congratulations. He's 1 month old and he's super, super cute. So I'm also thinking, how else could the weather possibly affect people? Well, aside from not knowing that each other exists, I think that it makes people sort of intolerant of other people. So if I've noticed a trend that where it's sunny and nice year-round, the people are generally more easygoing and lighthearted and just generally nicer to each other. While here on the East Coast, where the weather is traditionally bad or just too humid, people are not so nice. They don't hold doors open. They don't say please and thank you all the time. With, of course, the rare exception of people that are watching this. So anyhow, I also noticed that people start doing things outside for the sake of doing them outside. So for example, the one nice day we have after a string of really sucky days, and everyone is suddenly barbecuing and tempting me with the smell of cheeseburgers and hot dogs. Then people like me sit outside and read, something that you could definitely do inside your home without, ever having to set foot outside the door. But I went and sat on the porch with my tiny dog and read. And then I also noticed that people do even more random things, like take their telephone conversations outside, or just awkwardly stand there and have conversations on the street, something that never happens when it's cold out. So this also made me think that people must be more neighborly in warm climates, because I feel like in horrible climates where the weather is terrible, people don't greet each other. They fight over parking spaces, they fight over who's throwing whose snow into the other neighbor's yard, and all sorts of arguments over the cold weather that has us all in a funk. So, what's going to change with the arrival of spring? First, you should notice that the colors change. Even I have a different wardrobe. I don't usually wear this color green. The jewelry changes. And even my tiny little dog won't be sporting his fleece coats and winter boots anymore. He'll have to express himself via leashes and haircuts. I just have one question, I suppose, for our viewers this week. And that is about this crazy rule about not being able to wear white after Labor Day. Now, I've only ever heard that part of the rule. You shouldn't wear white after Labor Day. So I ask myself, when is it okay to start wearing white again? Because every day before the next Labor Day is after Labor Day. So if you have the answer to this fashion question, just reply in the comments below and let me know what you think about this Labor Day rule. Did you all just see the tiny dog prancing through the meadow? Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this little taste of spring. And I hope that you start to notice the changes in the weather and the people's attitudes around you. And have a fantastic week.